Remember, ladies and gentlemen, what is the functions of the non-parametric test? Remember in mind, non-parametric test is also test of differences. It's similar like the t-test, ANOVA in terms of the approach, in terms of the use. You are trying to make a comparison, but the difference will be the use of it, because the non-parametric test the differences for the numerical data that is not normally tabulated. If you find out that your data of the DV, for example, in this particular DV is what? Knowledge kan? Fortunately, our DV is normally tabulated. Remember, yesterday we already run the DV is normally tabulated. Let's say. Who say? Let yang say lah, not I yang say. Let's say. So, who said that? Let lah, LET yang say. Okay, let's say the DV is the knowledge and it is not normal. It is not normal. So, if it is not normally tabulated, therefore, we cannot proceed with the analysis of the parametric. We cannot use that parametric assumption. Therefore, we have to use the alternative approach. We call it as a non-parametric. So, in the non-parametric test, we also have the differences of all that particular things. We call it as a 1K. 1K means that one group, two group, 2K. Or you got the more than 2, and then also same T1 versus T2. Same like whatever we did inside the independent sample t-test, one sample t-test, paired sample t-test, ANOVA, same. But the difference is what? The difference is the statistical value and also the MCT and MD. This one you must remember. When you run non-parametric analysis, you are no longer talking about the mean and standard deviation. You cannot talk about the mean and standard deviation because it's not representative anymore. It is not represent anymore the mean standard deviation of your data sets. So now it is time for you to use the alternative part of dispersion and central tendency. So we call it as the median and IQR. So instead of using mean and standard deviation, you have to change it and use the median and IQR. How to do that? We go one by one, okay? So usually the 1K or one group, we are going to run for normality. Normality test. Okay, this one I no need to explain more lah, because you know what does that mean by normality test, right? Analyze, descriptive, explore. So let's say you want to test for the knowledge, you can just put the knowledge inside there. One of the statistical that can be used is the Kolmogorov-Smirnov dengan Shapiro-Wilks. So that is the statistics. So Kolmogorov is one of the way of doing this one group statistical analysis. Baik. The most important is actually the 2K. The 2K is actually Mann Whitney. Mann Whitney test. Mann Whitney test is meant for what? Testing the difference between two independent group where your DV or your knowledge is not normal. Okay, you got what I mean? So how you want to do that is very simple. You got also 5-step hypothesis testing. Same. Step number 1. What is step number 1? Null. What is step number 2? Alternative. Same. So what is our null? We are no longer about the mean. Remember, we are no longer talk about mean. Actually, the null is actually, there is different in terms of the mean rank. In the analysis, they are talking about the mean rank. Okay, mean rank. The mean rank is equal to the mean rank of the another group. Okay. Okay, 1 and 2, sorry. G1, G2. So I'm going to use like this. Mean rank group 1, it's equal to mean rank group 2. Okay. What is alternative? Same. The difference will be it's not equal to. So we are talking about mean rank. Kenapa saya cerita pasal mean rank pula? Tadi kata median and IQR. That's why when you run the analysis of the non-parametric, they run it for the mean rank. But you have to report in terms of median and IQR. How to do that? I explain to you. Okay, step 1, step 2. Step 2 is alpha, usually at the point 0.05. And then step 3, you run. And then you report. What you want to report? The Z statistics or the Z value. And then the P value. So the p-value, or also known as a symptomatic significant. Now we call it a symptomatic significant. And then step number 4, same, decisions. And then step number 5 will be what? Conclusions. So let us begin to understand about how to do this particular analysis. You try to digest it one by one and then try to do it yourself. Okay, let us do it. But before that, I need to make a disclaimer. The data is normal. But let's say the data is not normal. Let's say the DV, which is the knowledge of the CPR, is not normal. Okay, let's say. So how to do that? First of all, go to your data. This is your data, right? Analyze. Non-parametric test, legacy dialog, you can see here. We have a lot of idea. The first one sample KS. This one is for 1K. So, 1 Kolmogorov-Smirnov test can be used, this one lah. The 2 independent sample is what we are going to do after this. This is K independent sample. You see K? K means what? More than 2. That means this one similar like ANOVA. But this one is not ANOVA. This one is called Kruskal-Wallis. This one is 2 related sample. What is the comparison between this one and the before this? PET sample t-test. So actually all of this is already being arranged according to your needs. Dia dah disusun ikut apa yang saya cerita tadi. So now please go to the 2 independent samples. Okay, in this particular things, actually the mean group 1 and group 2, let's say we specify it as like this. The mean rank of the male is similarly with the mean rank with the female, so that you are clearly understood lah. Oh, no longer talking about G1, G2, what is this? So what is our objective? Or what is our argument? We want to know what is the differences knowledge CPR between male and female. And remember, our DV, which is knowledge, is not normal, not normally tabulated. Okay, therefore you have this step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and so on. Okay, so I make a repetition. The first one, analyze, non-parametric, legacy dialog, 2 independent samples. Actually, if you see it through, the layout is almost the same like the independent sample, right? You have to put the test variable. What is my test variable to be put here? Y to, very good. Y total should be inserted inside this test box. And then what about the group variable? Yeah, very good. How you know? Because this is what we want to test, right? And then it's also cannot be clicking any OK or paste because you need to specify first. What is your value of the male and female just now? So we have to specify it's number 1 and number 2. And then you have to click continue. And therefore, as default, the computer are going to recognize it as Mann Whitney. Unless you want to specify or make it changes on the different kind of analysis, up to you. So you can hit the paste button or you can hit the OK button. In this case, I'm going to hit the paste button. So after I'm hitting this paste button, okay, so the first one is Mann Whitney. So after I hitting this paste button, then we can observe the output. So where is the output? The output will be like this. Okay, this is your output. Okay, this is your output. The mean rank of the male and the mean rank of the female. So this is our Z statistic. You see, Z statistic is equal to minus 1.466. So you have to report this one. Minus 1.466. And what about our p-value? P-value is this one. Is either directional or non-directional. In this case, I'm saying that mean rank is equal, mean rank is not equal. That means no direction. I'm not saying that this one is bigger than this one. So therefore, the mean rank, the assumption significant to be used is actually two-tail, which is 0.143. So I have to put it here, 0.143. So step number 4, decision. P less than alpha, you reject. So P more than alpha, you, yeah, very good, fail to reject. So I want to ask you, you reject or you fail to reject based on this assumption significant? Fail to reject. Very good. So if you fail to reject your null hypothesis, what is your conclusion then? Okay, if you fail to reject, there is no significant difference. of the values. See, I'm not going to talk about the mean rank. There is no significant difference of the value. Knowledge score between male and female. See, I'm not talking about the mean rank because in the end of the day, the mean rank is not usually what being reported in the scientific nature of the world. Therefore, you have to repeat. Therefore, you have to remarks or talking about the median. This is the trickiest part. Okay. After you conduct this one, it's not end now. Why it's not end? Because you must report the median. Because the table for the non-parametric should be like this. This is the method of non-parametric. That's why please avoid using the non-parametric. Differences test, knowledge between selected variables. Okay, let's say this one. So we have our variables here, and then we need to make it empty, and then we put here median. Before this we put what? Mean kan? Now we put median, and then this one IQR, and then this one we put as the statistics, and then the next one we put here as the, and then the next one we put here as the p-value. Okay, p-value. Wait, p-value. And remember, usually statistics need to be noted down here. How to note? Allahumma shalli ala Muhammad is already end of the line. So let me go to the another pages. So this one, note. So I'm going to put here as what? Mann Whitney Test. So the statistic will be the Z. Okay, so the Z is minus 1.488. Correct or not? So this one is the variable of the gender, male and also female. So the p-value is 0.143. So the median and IQR, I have to find it. So how I want to find it? I go to the data, split file, compare group, gender, group based on. I make a repetition. Again, go to the data, split file, compare group, gender, group based on. That means we instruct the computer to analyze the data between male and female. And then you hit paste button. After you hit paste button, what happened to your syntax? The computer already splitting it, will splitting it according to the gender. So now what analysis I want? Median and IQR, right? Analyze descriptive frequency. And then you have to call upon the Y total. When you call the Y total, it is a ruler. Therefore, you can go for the statistics. You can request for median and quartile. And then you click continue and paste. After you click paste, it's already there. And after you finish this one, don't forget to go to the data, split file back, and then reset your split file and paste. So that everything will be split off. Okay, what happened? You see, when I highlight this one, I click Ctrl R run, it will measure the median and IQR according to male and female. You see? So the median of the male will be 30. Okay, and then the IQR of the male will be what? 27 and 36.5. Kejap 27 sempang 36.5. And then what is about the male? The female 32. And then the 29 point. Kejap 29.75 sempang this one 38.25. 38.25. Okay, and then remove all the unnecessarily layout of your table. Okay, this is how we want to represent if your data is not normal. And remember to put those split off. Otherwise, after this, all the analysis will be analyzed based on the gender. Okay, please do that now. I give you 5 minutes.